Peace, Cookla. Think fast. Happen now, of course. There are no shortcuts. We gotta go through, what we have to go through. And reason why I'm speaking on this vibe when I thought about like the length of how long I do videos and how, you know, and just in general, and that's part of the psyche. Like that's the actual psyche of consciousness to, you know, look for, man, it gotta be a shorter way. It gotta be an easier way to do this. And, we feel like, uh, like, well, yeah, if I get these different little snippets of information, like a little 20-minute video here, a 20, because I don't feel like sitting down and hearing all that shit, but just I could do 20 minutes of this and 20 minutes of that. Eventually, you're going to get to a place where the universe is going to show you that, you know, whether you do it now or later, you know, you're still gonna have to take your time with certain aspects, or as far as like going deeper and actually taking that long time to dive into certain information, compared to like thinking that we could kind of just get the gist of it by brushing through it quickly. And to each his own. Some of us can, depending on the level of intuition, not have to deal with certain information for a long time. And two, also right now we are on a vibe of having to learn quick. Like the learning curve is quick, but there's a difference between learning quickly, meaning, so say for learning quickly is the fact of not trying to dodge taking long times, but like soon. So say for instance, I read this one book, it might take me or just breaking down some information, it might take me like 3 or 4 hours, let's just say, to deal with that, you know. And within that spare time, you know what I'm saying? Like also like of course I take breaks and stuff like that, but back to the vibe, whether it's sitting there and doing an inner gnosis or reading another book or dealing with another lecture or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Moving quickly in that aspect where just not a lot of idle time, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not the time to, quote unquote time to sit and be, idle, as far as like, we learning about certain things that, uh, certain aspects of ourselves that wasn't always there for us to learn on the external level, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't always, and we wasn't of a vibration or dealing with a vibration to learn it, internally either, because dealing with all those little prescriptions and all these things pushed onto us, we were kind of like in a lost vibe of not even feeling like that energy was is within us too. But again, the learning curve is moving fast, but the difference between that, again, like, well, all right, after finishing one thing and like, all right, on to the next lesson and on to whatever the next lesson is, compared to like trying to take a shortcut at like let me learn, if I watch this little 20-minute video, I could get everything, or feel I get everything from, this information just from this 20-minute video, and I'm good on that. Like, nah, you're gonna end up coming across some, like the universe gonna bring you through some shit that's gonna show you how you miss X, Y, and Z due to that video only talking about A, B, and C, but it didn't tell you about X, Y, and Z. So you like, oh yeah, I'm straight now. And then you come across X, Y, and Z in your experience. You're like, hold on, where the fuck that come from? So showing you that at the end of the day, you should have sat there and just watched a video that had everything, all the information in it, or read all of the book, or or sat there and really fully meditated and got all the information from out of yourself, and trusting that information. But all these little vibes are trying to find shortcuts, because another thing too, it doesn't come through psychedelics. Of course, I always speak on, yeah, DMT is the plug, and you know, it eliminates, external forces trying to teach, and you're going within yourself. But again, that's not a short. It's still work to do after that psychedelic experience. It's not like, oh, psychedelic experience, now I'm enlightened, no more work, I found the shortcut. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So just always realizing, and too, with the new age love movement and a lot of things set up for people to try to take little shortcuts. Of course, there are things that cut down the timing of like having to sit there and go through a long, you know, like there are aspects where information could be drawn out longer than it needs to be, or whatever the case may be. But still realizing, I forgot where I uh that's crazy how you could just it's almost like something just blah 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 and just shoot that shit up into smithereens. Like we would be talking, it's like, wait, what was I? It's like, damn, somebody took that shit and punted it like 50 yards away from me. But anyway, again, just realizing that it's no shortcuts, of course, and that's why I was speaking to like of course there are it doesn't mean too that we have to do things all long and drawn out either, but it's just realizing that the work that we're here to do, that our soul has as its purpose and goal to take care of, that's what it is, and it ain't no way of trying to go outside of that. You know what I'm saying? So just always really realizing that gotta do the work. Of course, again, and it's about us learning swiftly, but there's a difference between learning swiftly and trying to take a shortcut. It's like, again, it's swiftly, but at the same time still getting the whole of the knowledge. And again, to each his own on which avenue, cause that's another thing, getting particular on, and I found myself having to draw back up, like, or more so speaking from my perspective, like I like to tap into the inner energies, but it's to each his own on the ratio, whether you're dealing with it from a book, your own inner gnosis, or lectures, or whatever the case may be. But the learning experience in general, has to be experienced fully, and there isn't any back doors or shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, crystals are tools that help, but at the end of the day, you gotta still make certain decisions and take certain actions and do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, psychedelics may help, but you still gotta, how I say, take what you got from the experience and apply it. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, there's no one thing that could just take care of everything in essence. It's like, gotta go through the motions of it. But that's basically it. Again, no shortcuts. Gotta do the work. Gotta do the work. But and again, that you realize though, after so many, and go from your own experience, you'll see, universe gonna show you whether, because again, that egoic mind could get sneaky, and you'll be it'll disguise it as, oh yeah, I'm going through this, but it's really looking for a little shortcut, or something that's trying to, because really the ego not looking for you to enlighten yourself at all, but it knows that if it could throw you into a mode of taking a shortcut, that shortcut will hinder you from truly being in alignment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just realizing that it ain't no, short ways. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace.